This is my review of the year 2020 and what I love and hated on a year that probably no one will miss. Yeah, let's be honest. It'll be mostly hate, with at least one thing to love I'll mention at the end of the clip. Oh, Zenpak here. Yeah, so 2020. Oh my god. Do people remember what else happened this year besides the pandemic, honestly? Impeachment early, election controversy late. Bedrock of our democracy cast into question by fatty mcOrange douche. No surprise there, right? So yes, what's in the middle? The once-in-a-century pandemic. And still going on, right? To me, it really makes this whole year looks like a real shiznit sandwich. Right? With the sloppy, messy Joe bits still spilling out everywhere on your metaphysical shirts. I mean, it just tells me the reminder's there that we all ate this sandwich for years to come in the future, right? What else would we have on the side? People died, but that's every year, right? I feel especially sad about the OG 007 Sean Connery. Rest in peace. Stock market hit new highs. How is that even possible during a pandemic year? To me, that means it's hats off to the young and entry-level suckers. I mean, investors. Go kids! But really, I want to talk about, the main effects of the pandemic and whether these effects will actually remain, right? So, number one, the environment got better. That's true, but no, it won't remain. We human beings are going to go back to being a-holes. Not sure why anyone would think differently, because we're only polluting less because we're forced to. So there will definitely be some pent-up demand for things like travel and cruises and all that, because no one likes to be told that they can't do something, right? Number two, people working remotely. Will this stick around for the long term? Again, to me, another nope. The technology to achieve telecommuting has been around for at least a decade, okay? And company profits are down this year generally. Think about that, okay? Remote work was again a necessity and by no measure some kind of raging success that would drive to a work culture change. Remember that companies don't change policies because it's better for the employees only, okay? That only happens if it's better for profits, and they cannot look at a year like 2020, most companies anyway, they can't look at it and be like, oh, you know what? We put everybody to remote work and somehow we're doing better than we did before, okay? They may be doing better than they thought they would be doing, but that's not enough to change a company-wide policy. Trust me on this. Number three, cities have taken a real hit. That's very sad, but on this one, I'm actually feeling positive, which is, again, we will revert back to normality soon enough. Because I have cities, because the underlying reasons for why people enjoy culture hasn't really changed, right? And the competing areas like rural and suburban places simply can't compete on culture, right? Don't get me wrong. Suburbs, farms, and those places, they are fine places to live, but they're not conducive to where the best and brightest will go during their, I would say, most productive years. And that part has not changed, and we are communal animals, human beings, and the best will still go to places where they have a higher probability of hanging out with other best people instead of being on a farm, okay? So in summary, have we learned anything from this pandemic? Let me pose this question in a different way, right? Does anyone who's living right now remember any lessons that's been passed down from the Spanish flu epidemic of around 100 years ago? Because we had to wear masks then too and socially distance. And yet, by the time this pandemic rolled around, it seemed like these are all brand new news again, okay? So my cynical answer is again, no, absolutely not one bit of 2020 will remain after a year or two post-vaccine, right? Like the effects of 2020 will simply be gone. We will all go back to our polluting, commuting, city-slicking selves. God bless capitalism. God bless America, okay? So wait, I did promise, all this cynical answers about how nothing changes. I did promise that I will mention one thing that I did love about 2020, which is what? What could it possibly be in a year like this? Well, for me personally, 2020 has really reset the bar about how crap a year can be, okay, to a historically low, unseen in over a century, which is certainly longer than my entire lifetime, right? And I would guess for 99.999% of human beings, it's more than your lifetime. So that's good, right? I mean, hey, things have got to be looking up from now on, right? Oh, Lord, I sure hope so. Can't wait for 2021. In the meantime, check out some other videos.